Hi there. I've been training with Izzy now for nearly 10 years. And over those 10 years, there are three things that Izzy has given me that I'm able to carry out on a day-to-day basis that have actually, I feel, have transformed my life. The first is just around the training itself. So the programs that Izzy puts together. So I've understood that there's always a plan. So whether it's a hypertrophy program or a strength program or even HIIT exercises, he's made me understand why those movements have been put in those particular programs and the outcomes that we expect to achieve from them. As well as that, there's the coaching side to the training that I do with Izzy. He's always there to ensure that the movements that I'm doing are being done correctly and, more importantly, safely. And it's got to a point now where I feel so confident with the exercises that I'm doing that I'm able to now perform them away from him as well to supplement the training that I'm doing with him. The second thing that Izzy's taught me, and probably the most important one, is around nutrition. Prior to being with Izzy, and even a few of the years that I was with him, I think my relationship with food was very, very toxic. I was a binge eater. I was very, very overweight, and my health was probably not in the best of places. Over the years, Izzy's really given me the tools to understand nutrition, to understand things like the energy balance around calories in, calories out, understand why I need protein in my diet. But he's done it in such a way that it works for me, so I never feel like I've gone without food. And I think the most important part of this nutrition journey that Izzy's put me on is to understand why my relationship with food was the way it was, and really beginning to tap into that. I'm able to now make more informed decisions around the food that I eat, and why I'm eating them, and not chastise myself if I've decided to have a binge day, because I understand the bigger picture now and how and what I need to do to get myself back on track. So my relationship with food is so much more healthier now than it's ever been. And I think as a result of that, I've probably seen more results in the last few years than I have done in my entire life, to the point where I'm now in my 30s and I'm healthier and fitter than I was in my 20s, which I think is quite unusual. Now, the third piece of the puzzle that Izzy's provided me with is around actually understanding my body, understanding my limitations, understanding the need for rest, and ways to avoid injury, because that's probably one of the biggest issues I've had my time with Izzy. I'm very injury prone, and actually on that point, it's testament to the patience that Izzy has employed being my coach. He's had to nurture me back from a number of injuries, from rupturing tendons in my ankles to disc bulges in my back. And each time those injuries have happened, they've happened at a point where we were seeing so much progress with my training and the goals that I was trying to achieve, to the point where none of those goals were then in sight or able to be achieved. But without allowing me to get too down on my luck around some of those issues, what Izzy would straight away do, and I think this shows the versatility that he has, he would adapt our programs to a point where we were able to bring myself back to a certain level of strength so we could then start training again in a safe manner. And as a result of that, with whatever injury that I've displayed with Izzy, he is able to quickly adapt our training regime to a point where any further injury has been completely negated and minimised, and then it's allowed us to build back up. And I think that has allowed me to see progress with Izzy year on and year out, and that for me has been another important part of the puzzle that I have with Izzy. I think on a final note, as well as his versatility, his patience, Izzy's never there to judge me, and I think that was probably the most important thing. If there was ever an issue, he was more there to try and understand what was happening, and how we could help resolve it. And ultimately, he taught me how to be accountable to myself which is now something that I'm able to employ with other aspects of my life, with the relationships that I have, to even improve myself in my career. So for me, where I'm coming from, I see Izzy and his experience absolutely invaluable to my development and my future development, and is definitely ingrained his teachings as a way of life now. Thank you.